Today's video is going to be a teardown of sorts. I bought this 95 Corvette with just 49,000 miles on it from the auction in Arkansas. It was wrecked in front, and I assumed that it was just crash damage, and had someone turn the key off when the car crashed, it would be just crash damage, but unfortunately the wreck breached the cooling system, which allowed the engine to overheat, and when I got it started again, I realized it's got some problems. It's got a blown head gasket that I know of, pushing coolant out externally, and I need to tear the heads off of it to see if they are salvageable. I'm hoping they're not cracked or warped too bad. They are aluminum on an iron block, so we don't know until we get it apart. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get the top half of this engine apart and see what the heads look like. First, let's get this intake tube out the fuel lines. Engine covers. Cable supports on it. You know what? We don't even need to take that apart. That is just not necessary. These hoses are dry rotted bad. We're gonna have to be replacing all of this stuff. What else is holding this throttle body on? Time. It was held on with time. Yeah, we'll just do it that way. We don't have to take that off the cover. Alright, the next thing we need to do is start disconnecting the fuel injectors from the harness. Oh, that connector broke. Oh well. We'll fix that when it goes back together. The perks of working on old GM stuff. Pretty much old stuff in general. Yeah, everything's pretty much coming apart here. See, this goes to the ignition coil, and yeah, we'll get this just all disconnected. One more connector. I'll get that. All right, this can just hang out over there for the moment. Alright, looks like I need to get this bracket that's behind the alternator off. We need to get this alternator out of the way. First, we got to pop the belt off. And the alternator is off. Next, we'll pull what looks to be the secondary air injection off. Just need a couple wrenches. So that's pretty tight. I might not need to take that one off. I might just need to take that one off and then take it off of the manifold on the. All right, now I need to get Looks like there's 2 bolts that hold it to the intake, and then the manifold over there. I'll do the manifold next. All right, it's coming out pretty easily. It's just loose enough where the wrench has no resistance, and tight enough where my hands can't get it. So love it. Well, I got this out enough. Let me get it unbolted from the intake manifold, and maybe it'll be a little easier. And it's gone. Come back, wrench. These bolts are long. There's 1. All right. Now, is there a bracket down here? Of course, they put a bracket down here. Oh, I see. You're not supposed to take it all the way out. Well, I'm learning. I can go over onto that side. We'll deal with that next. All right, we've got 1 harness hole down here. Now we can take this harness. That is pretty stiff. Nope, not gonna say that. Let's just tuck that under the wiper blade for right now. That is not, nope, just stay somewhere. That's good. All right, now we need to pull this valve cover off. Well, everything looks pretty decent in here. I don't really see milkshake or anything that was going to be one of my concerns, because then I'd have to do a lot more work to clean out this engine. To go much further, we need to remove the bracket that holds the power steering pump, so I need to take all that stuff apart. Wow, that is really tight. That was the tightest AC compressor bolt. 4 bolts hold the compressor to the bracket. We'll get those off next. Wow, that is tight also. It hit the ground, it's fine. I don't know what part of the ground. Oh, there it is. It looks like I need to take this, looks like, is that cruise control? I need to take that out. Let's do that next. Okay, that can just hang out all willy-nilly. Okay, I think that'll be pretty easy. This dumb support bracket. That's what's going on here. All right, we can handle that. That's easy enough. There goes 1 compressor. All right, now we're going to get some of these power steering bolts out of here. Hit the ground. So, looks like I have, I have a 10 down here on the frame. Well, it's actually on the bracket, right next to the frame rail that holds the line. I don't really want to breach the power steering system. So we're just going to take that 10 out. I think it'll work just fine. All right, well, looks like I've got a bolt right here. And I don't know where anything else is. So we'll get the one we can see out. Wow, that is really tight. Why is it so tight? Why?
Who did this?
There we go. Now the tensioner looks like it needs to come out. Oh, no, that doesn't come out that easy. I see. All right, there's a bolt for the tensioner. Keep that right there. Okay, well, you're just going to hang out down there, I guess. Since you don't want to come home. Come out. Come on. Do something. I was able to move a few things around, so now I can get on the next bolt. I think there's one more after this one. I hope that's all there is. Alright, we're going to get some of these plug wires out of the way, I think. And it's out. Oh yeah, room for days. At least a few minutes. So this is what we're working with, that bolt way down there. And as you can see, the bottom of the Opti is dripping wet with oil. So this is going to be a little more involved than just a couple head gaskets. Wow, that was indeed tight. All right, I've created a problem. All right, we're not too bad. Bolts out. Brackets out. Normally I say things aren't too bad, but that wasn't too good. Now I'm going to try to get this bolt out. Holds the harness retainer. Oh, please don't mess up on me here. Yes, we're good. Oh, a light turned off. One of my lights ran out of juice. I'll have to get some more juice for it. Let's get the driver's side valve cover out of the way. This side is also in pretty good shape. It's a little darker, a little dingier. We don't really know maintenance on this car, but 49,000 miles, it's a little dirty for that. Now it's time to start unbolting the intake manifold. I'd say I got them all. All right, intake up and away. Huh. It's pretty clean in here. Off camera, I slid underneath this thing and unbolted the exhaust manifolds from the exhaust because I don't think there's enough room to swing those out of the way to have access to all the head bolts. And the passenger side came off perfect. The 3 nuts came off no problem. And I broke every single one on the driver's side. So that's just some extra work. That's all that is. It's just extra. The next thing I need to do is get all of these manifold bolts loose, which means that I have to work around this dipstick. We're not pulling that out. We know how that's going to go. Well, since this is trying to turn the whole stud, which is twisting the bracket for the dipstick, we're just going to just kind of gently apply that to that. And then see if this will work this way. These plug wires are really, they're pain. There we are. Come on, dude. Let go. Give me my ratchet back. Thank you. Alrighty, there's one. Before we go any further, I'm going to get these spark plug wire brackets out of the way. They are annoying. Nope. Oh, that is much better. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to have to pull this dipstick tube. Man. It does seem to be kind of wanting to come out. What is this? Is it? I don't know if I can show that on the video. So it's definitely running into something. I don't know what. But now it's loose enough where I think I can get the exhaust manifold around it, which is like all I could ever hope for. I'll get that in a bit. Now I really need to get these plug wires off the plugs. I'm sure that's going to be really easy. Just pop off, right? Yeah, that's not too bad. Looks like I'm going to need to pull the plugs out of it too to get the manifold past it. That's fine. It's just work. It's just extra. Alright, plug wires are officially out of the way. Before we go any further, I guess we'll pull some plugs out of it. Let's go with the easiest ones first. Oof. Now this one looks like it has part of the plug wire still on it. Yeah, just that part of it. We don't need that. Got new ones. Oh. Okay. We'll power through it. Alright, we're actually going to pull the plugs out of the other side so I can show you what these plugs look like. If I can get them off. These look less than fun. You know what? We're going to get these little brackets out of the way on this side too. Much better. I am really certain that these are original spark plugs that were installed in this car in, what, 94 or 95? They all look okay. However, when I pulled this one out, as you can see, it's wet. It's probably from coolant. So we're going to hope that I don't have any rust or anything in the cylinder. I probably should have jumped right on this project, but, you know, there's other things to work on. All right, I've got 2 bolts left on this side. We're going to see how this comes out with the dipstick tube still in place. This will not stick to anything. This car is fire. Oh, that's metal. Okay. I doubt this is going to work, but no, not even close. Well, I just have about 40 more threads to go. Success! All right, I left an easy one for the very last. I was kind of thinking, you know. Oh, now it should just, you know, come right off. I'm sure that's going to happen, right? It's just going to pop right off. What else needs to come out? I hope I don't have to take out this. That looks like less than fun. Well, let's see if this exhaust manifold gasket comes off in one piece. Remember, this side had a hellacious sounding exhaust leak. But that gasket appears to be in okay shape, I think. I don't see any major damage there. I'll set that aside. So, what is the trick here?
Oh.
Oh. The dipstick, though. I don't know why it won't come all the way out. I don't want to do anything. Oh, yeah. That is fantastic. I win. Kind of. Now this thing should just boop right out of here. Yep. Excellent. Well. What am I looking at? This is the craziest thing I think I've ever seen. Is that even, how is that possible? You guys aren't going to believe this. Sorry about the stuff in the way, but that is a hole in the side of the cylinder head under the spark plug. If it looks like that on the outside, what's it going to look like on the inside? Now, before I start taking anything else apart, I do have one bolt for this, looks like a coolant pipe on the back of the head. If I can even get on it there. Oh, do your thing, wrench. Be a wrench. There we are. I pull that with that in place, or I'll just get it off the other side. But I really want to get these rockers and push rods out of here. We're going to do that next. Now let's pull these push rods out. We're going to keep these in order. So far, all these push rods look pretty good. I'm going to actually work on the other side head first. Let's get the exhaust manifold out of the driver's side and the rockers off, push rods out, then we'll pull some heads. All right. All right, now we can see if we can fish this thing out of here. Oh, that's cheating. It's too easy. Let's get these rockers out of here. Now time for push rods. Well, all these push rods look good too. We didn't really expect any different. Now it's time to get some head bolts out. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Do we have loud head bolts or not? Oh man, they're not tight. I don't think these make any sound. Which means that I might just zip them out with my impact. Okay, a little sound. You know what? I'm just going to zip these out with the impact. I don't really think we're missing anything by doing that. Well, that might be harder than I thought. Oh, actually, it's going to be easy. That extension killing me here. Okay, all of those head bolts are out. I think this head is ready for liftoff. Comes off as easy as I think it should. Sure did. Oh, man. Wow. This thing is roached. I mean, the head gasket is. Please be okay, short block. Please be okay. I think it's okay. Oh, man. Oh, that is a relief. I don't see any... I am so happy these are iron short blocks instead of aluminum. This would be so much worse. Oh, about this head gasket. Wow! Let's get the other head off and then I'll show you everything. Here goes something. Nope, this is going to take some of that extension stuff. Oh, that is extremely tight. The difference in tight and loose is kind of excessive. Please don't be tight. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Three that just want to stay with the head, so. All right, well, it's loose. Let's pull some head. Ugh. Well, that's bad. What does this look like? Huh. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Oh my gosh, I am so... Oh, I haven't gotten the head gasket off yet. Let's see. Maybe. Block's gonna take a little cleanup. I don't know. Yeah, that's just gasket material. I think we're good. Oh, what a relief. Let's try to get some of that coolant out of this cylinder here. This is the passenger side cylinder head. It is torched through the head. Say hello from the other side. That is just not a usable core. No, that is not. I could drop this off at the machine shop and they'd probably just throw this in the scrap pile. It's pretty unfortunate that I don't have heads to use. The passenger side head gasket is, well, compromised. That's the best word for this. It's completely torched through. The rest of it doesn't look quite as bad. Yeah, okay, it all looks pretty bad. That is impressive. And then the driver's side head gasket. It may look better on this side, but if you look closely, that is pretty bad too. Well, let's take a look at, whoa, another hole. It's the exact same. It's the exact same. Third cylinder back. The rest of the head looks okay, but these are definitely going to the scrap bin. It's pretty apparent that this car has some sort of fuel delivery issue. This doesn't really happen from overheating. This is from running lean. The good news here is that I now trust the bottom end a lot more than I would have if it was overheated. Don't mind a little bit of debris in there. That's from when I pulled the head. But cross hatching looks nice. Not a lot of vertical scratching. And this is what I was concerned about the most. The block where the head gasket was torched, essentially. But the block looks like I can clean that up with a razor blade. Or at least something else. I think I'm going to run this. This looks okay to me. I mean, 49,000 miles it should be. And that front one on the other side looks the same way. The rest of these look all right. That's where the head was torched. I don't see any missing material out of the block or out of the deck, so I think I'm going to be okay. The rest of this looks good. Cross hatching looks pretty good. I think this is going to be just fine. It's almost a relief that it was not necessarily an overheat, but a lean condition. Although now I need to look into, was it bad gas, injector, is it something else, an intake leak? There'll be some parts replacement just to make sure this doesn't happen again. I'm a little surprised, and I still feel like I'm pretty lucky, and I'll get to that in a minute, but I was sure that this had a blown head gasket. I was absolutely positive that I was going to pull this apart, find a blown head gasket, and while we did find damaged head gaskets, but they were damaged because this thing ran so lean that it torched through both cylinder heads. I have never seen that. Ever. Ever. And I've pulled down a lot of motors. I've worked on a lot of cars. So obviously there might be some other issues that still exist with this car, whether it's a couple bad injectors, it's a weak fuel pump, maybe it's got bad gas in it. The car has 49,000 miles on it. The tires were there at Dirt's birthday. They are that old. So I think that the chance of bad gas or some other situation causing it to run lean could still exist. Now, my question is, why did this even happen? It's typically, a fuel delivery issue starts to run a little rough, and most people get out of it. Stuff happens. They see lights come on in the dash, starts running badly. Very few people keep their foot in it until it's gone, especially a 49,000 mile car. This wasn't somebody's daily driver. This was somebody's pride and joy, or was somebody else driving. Maybe somebody let somebody's kid borrow the car and they didn't know any better. Or maybe somebody let somebody else borrow the car. Or maybe no one let anyone borrow the car and somebody stole it. I'm literally spitballing here, and I'm going off of some comments I saw when I first posted this car that said this car was in a police chase. Maybe. Either way, I still feel pretty lucky, because now that I don't believe it's been overheated, I am pretty sure that the bottom end is okay. Typically, when I see piston damage, you can see it from the top. The crown of the piston's melted from running lean, but I don't see that here. I see that on other engines, but not this. This all looks pretty good, so I'm pretty confident in the short block. I'll look at it a little closer just to make sure. The other reason I feel lucky is that just the same day that I pulled this car apart, one of my viewers, Jeff, sold me a nice pair of aluminum cylinder heads. Because, you know, these heads are pretty much going into the scrap bin, but these apparently were rebuilt quite some time ago and never used. So I'm going to send these to the machine shop, make sure they're good to go. And I got a set of heads for the car. So you guys rock. You guys always come through when I need something. So I really appreciate it. I really hope you enjoyed this update on this car. I know it's a little not normal for me to post so many updates, but it's the new normal. You could expect an update almost every single week this year. That's the goal. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I love all the comments, all the feedback, and even the criticism. I love it all, and I'll catch you on the next one.